circling, ready for the first blow now. Just checking the distances. And a great strike coming down there from the Italian. Russian strikes in. Carefully judging the distances between them. He was very, very careful and intelligent fighter, but when she does get involved, she goes absolutely straight in, and that's a nice strike there from the Russian. Now it's a very intense battle at this point. We'll have to strike very, very soon. You get the impression there's a great counter strike there from the Russian. The distance being catch there, no bursts of aggression. A shot there, but a nice counter attack again from the Russian, who's waiting for this Italian to come forward. So nice straight back in position there. Good shot to the head there. Nice strike to the side from the Italian there, forcing some movement from the Russian fighter. And you can see circling very tensely. Just testing some distances. The Italian there taking a headshot. So a very, very cautious long sword around this. A nice shot to the head there from the Russian, who moves back very, very quickly. And the first part of this dual playoff has been called time. And some very precise shots there from the Russian fighter. We see now Russia and Argentina ready in this dual playoff. And the marshal calls it again. These two fighters circling each other very, very carefully. Nice rush movement from the Argentine. A good counter strike from the Russian there. Big swings coming from the Argentine. Been quite a tense start to this one. There's a great headshot there that comes down from the Russian. Very precise movement there. As you can hear, the sword and buckler is underway of Russia 1 against Italy 2. And as this Russian places very, very carefully around the Argentinian. And a nice shot there to the head. Great counter-attack though from the Argentine. Great exchange of blows there. Really cautious at this point, as we saw in the first fight with Russia 1 against Italy 2. And shots there, as you can see, we just moved to action with the sword and buckler between Russia and Italy. So great headshots there from the Russian. I think she took a strike there to the arm, just lost just a little bit of the leather lace, and that goes to the second round sword and buckler. You can see there good counter-attacks from both of these Russian fighters. You can see nice pace out there, steadily walks in, but it's good defending there from the distance that the Russians got. It's not necessarily working in her favor at the moment. Good, great head strikes there. Nice counter-attack, however, from the Argentinian, and sword and buckler gets underway between Russia and Argentina. And it's a very, very technical fight, this. You have to get in very, very carefully. You can see slight difference in the design of the bucklers. The Argentine has a shield approach, whereas the buckler of the Russian is forward facing. And the first one called at 3 shots, I think, to the Argentinian. And we go to the second stage of this round of sword and buckler. And very confident, a nice leg shot there from the Argentines. Good aggression there from the Russian. Some great shots there, striking low. And we go back to the first fight of Russia 1 against Italy 2, where they are involved in the sword and shield now. The big headshot there from the Russian. And again, very, very tense fight. Quite evenly matched. I haven't seen an awful lot of aggression from the Russian. Having said that, she does go down there for the lead. Great headshot there. Some really swift movement and some great thinking from that Russian fighter. And a great defensive shot there from the Argentinian. Very hard to catch these shots, but she managed to do it. You can see there, a nice thrust from the Russian. I think the Italian struggling to get a nice headshot there. She's going to have to lift her shield up a little bit and watch how far forward her left leg goes. And that's straight into the shield there. There's good blocking from the Italian. Likewise from the Russian there. So I think maybe the Italian might want to come with a headshot, but coming from above rather than below. And you can see the Russian very, very carefully placing a left leg back there as the shield is high. That's time called. You can see these precise but distant hits coming from Russian. Very, very nice defending. A great leg shot from the Argentine, and then a counter on the leg of from the Russian.
And with the result 3-0, the victory goes to Russia Fighter 1.
And Russia 1 goes through the clean victory there. However, she was the Italian didn't make it easy for us. Some very, very tense moments there.
Ukraine Fighter 3 versus Israel Fighter 1. Fighters, please come to the list. After them, Ukraine Fighter 1 versus Canada
So
Fighter
nice strikes there from the Argentinian. However, not quite keeping her shield high enough. She tends to flail out a little bit, leaving herself exposed. So good moments of nice action there from the Russian. Goes for these strikes and shifts her legs out of the way so there can't be any counter-attack. Very, very skilled fighter. There's a great movement now from the Russian, and the defense of the Argentine is good, but she's being stalked by this Russian. Goes in for a shot there, and the helmet's left exposed. Maybe now the Russian's going to have to try and go down low as the Argentine leaves herself exposed, and I'm not sure if time has been, although apparently not. There was a separation there for some reason.
Ready to start the fight between Ukraine Fighter 3 and Israel Fighter 1.
And that's called time on it. Again, no bursts. She's shown, and here we have Israel, and a great fighter we saw on the first day. Some great aggression there. Massive shots from the Ukrainian, however, it was countered by that strong Israeli. Very aggressive fighting now. All the connections being made, forcing the Israeli fighter back.
Russia 2 wins.
And Russia 2 called the winner against Argentina there. But all focus is now on the longsword category of Ukraine versus Israel. into the corner now, but the Israeli breaks free. Fighters there are separated by the night marshal. And a good advance there from the Israeli, who catches one on the shoulder. She does shoulder protection quite loose. That takes some big shots to the head there. Counter-attack, some shots blocked by the Ukrainian. Huge swipes coming in at the side there, but a great counter-attack. Showing some brutal side shots from this Ukrainian. Bursts out against this Israeli, who in any case is very, very precise with the shots. And now they break and goes for a big leg shot there. And the action breaks the night, calling for the fight to be started. And a great swing there from Ukraine. And of course the first round. A lot of energy going into that. Very, very precise work there from the Israeli, but the aggression was coming more from Ukraine. You can see massive headshot there, great swing to the shoulders, brutal swipe, good defending there, however, and great counter-attack from the Israeli. Goes for 3. Enormous strikes there to the head. And there you see the first 2 results. Russia won 3-0 against Italy, Russia 2-3-0 against Argentina. Some encouragement there from the captain of the Israel team. As you can see, just come replay, you can see these great shots coming in from the side. This Ukrainian with those really wide berth. Strong shots coming from the side, but that's a very hard hit there from the Israeli. And the Ukrainian's forced to defend herself there with their sword from this onslaught coming from the Israeli side. However, I think my money's on the Ukrainian to get that first round, and I did see more connections. However, we do get to a much more technical round with the sword and buckler. So it's not all about the aggression, it's precision there. Some great blows there coming from the fighters, and I think maybe the Ukrainian actually connected more shots than the Israeli there. However, it is the best of 3 with this, and you can see a good shot there from the Israeli, leaving her head exposed there. Slightly slow defense with the buckler from this Israeli fighter. But from the side, we can see that the Poland Ukraine has got underway, and the longsword. Again, that Polish fighter there, very active member of the HMB community, an armourer, and spearheading the campaign for the women's categories, with some huge blows coming here. There's some enormous shots to the side of the head. Brutal assault from the Ukrainian. And hacking away at this Polish fighter, who's going to have to start responding. Might want to go for some lower strikes there. It's very, very close guard that the Ukrainian fighter has. The head's exposed there. The Pole will have to capitalize on this, and she does. And forced into this now, and just been separated there. Time hasn't yet been called. And the night marshal there together. Big swing there, coming in, some hard hits to the side of the body from the Ukrainian. Shoved straight into the disc, using a lot of power there. Yeah, but it's hits the count. Some sweet strike to the side there, and you can the Pole has to really defend her side there, because the Ukrainian is going for a lot more horizontal strikes, and that brings us to the end of the first round of the longsword. see now the Ukraine fighter in the sword and shield. There's some great defending from the Ukrainian fighter there. And a nice headshot from the Israeli fighter. Looking for some great defensive maneuvers there from the Israeli. I think slightly pushed back the Ukrainian opponent. Tense moment there. Another good headshot from the Israeli. A double strike there from the Ukrainian fighter. And you can see the captain spurring on. This Israeli fighter was very, very impressive in the group stage, and that's another great headshot. Big strike to the leg there. And the Ukrainian a nice lean down there for a leg shot. And Israel looking to connect there, some very precise fighting. I think the Ukrainian might be slightly worn down there. Unless she's just egging on her opponent, taunting her. And that's some great fighting there from the Israeli. Well, certainly an advantage in the first round of that, but my money there would be on the Ukrainian. That last one against some very, very quick shots there from this other Ukrainian fighter facing Poland. Marshall brings them together again. Very crude buckler. We're not looking for.
3-0 in a fight between Ukraine Fighter 3 and Israel Fighter 1. The
There it is. A strong victory for Ukraine. Some great strikes there from the Ukrainian. Go for some very fast combinations.
And next on the list A, Ukraine Fighter 1 versus Canada Fighter 1. After them, Poland Fighter 2 versus Russia Fighter 3. Fighters, please get ready and come to the list.
We have now the very technical round of sword and buckler. This Polish fighter will be looking to get back a few hits after this Ukrainian fighter was looking very, very impressive. Getting that connection and looking for an opening, but the counter-attack from this Ukrainian fighter will be crucial. You can see a sweet swing there. Some nice shots to the side from the pole, hitting away at Ukrainian's thigh. Minor armor adjustments there for the next round. And you can see just a change of arm also for the Polish fighter, because that left arm will be used to hold the shield, which doesn't require that large bracer that uses. Big shots there from the Ukrainian, but nice counter strikes coming from that Polish fighter. We've gone lower if possible, but of course it's easy for me to say sitting here from the commentary box. Different story altogether when you are in armor. Again, a very good movement, great shoulder shot there from the Polish fighter.
And we are ready to start the fight between Ukraine Fighter 1 and Canada Fighter 1.
Canada-Ukraine gets underway. That's a very nice headshot there from the Ukrainian. Looking for a strike there, and the size advantage is working in the Canadians' favour. However, now being pushed herself into the side of the list, grappling with his long swords. Nice strikes then brought to the center of the list by the Knight Marshal. good headshot there against the Ukrainian. And nice show of aggression here from the Canadian fighter. Perhaps not quite connecting as many as the Ukrainian. And a big head strike there on the Canadian fighter. It's a very, very tense moment now, and a little strike just on the shoulder, and then the head there of the Ukrainian fighter. Now, there's a lot of power coming from this Canadian fighter. See the final round of Poland versus Ukraine, the sword and shield. And, a slight disadvantage for both fighters, because you see, although the Polish right-handed and the Ukrainian is left-handed, so there's that exposed side. It's much harder to get a shot in, especially with the sword and shield. And to get a shot in, to actually defend it, because of the shield right on the other side, so it's important to keep it as close to the body as possible. And keeping the shield very, very wide there, and used it to push the Polish opponent back, and some brutal headshots there coming down. Some immense pressure from this Ukrainian, who is now working away the legs of the Polish fighter. And the Nine Marshal there calling a break, and we'll draw them to the center of the list once again. Advice being given to the Ukrainian fighter by the assistant there, just outside of the list. Oh, nice evasive move there from this Ukrainian fighter. We saw some, and that will be the end of it. Some great counter-attacks there from the Pole, but we'll have to give it to the Ukrainian. You can see how the epic fall over the other side of the list there. You can see how the Canadian goes into it and tries to keep that distance. They are now, however, involved in the sword and buckler round, which hopefully we'll be able to see. And there it is. And the sun's coming down now in Petrin Hill in Prague, and we've had some great weather, but it's been pretty hot. And that's a great fight there from the Ukrainian, who comes out the winner. So as I was saying, yeah, starting to heat up quite a bit. There is quite a nice breeze today, which will help the fighters. Yesterday it got very, very hot in the sun.